Water is, important for us in our daily life, and we consume it. Everybody needs water, but also water is essential for life outside of our homes as well, out in the natural environment. And here is a prime example of how many different species are using the water in this wetland here at Western Acres. This system is different than some of the other lagoons in that it has a natural wetland attached to it that was here before we were here, and it's been modified to accommodate the wastewater. And we're seeing that the wildlife here is thriving. Several different types of wildlife need water at some point in their life cycle. The birds are here breeding right now. We have muskrats that are in here. The ungulate species like moose and deer, they eat the vegetation and they come here to drink as well. The lagoon does natural treatment, so it uses wind, sun, and bacteria to break down the organic matter. It goes through the 3-celled system. Once the water meets the guidelines for biochemical oxygen demand, which is the amount of oxygen in the water. So once the water meets those guidelines, it is discharged into Hiller Creek. And then from Hiller Creek, it goes through the creek and then it comes into this wetland here, where it goes through secondary treatment. And secondary treatment happens also naturally in this wetland. This is a natural wetland that's been engineered to accommodate the wastewater system. And the natural process here is there's carbon dioxide that's taken up by the aquatic vegetation. There's bacteria that naturally occur in the wetland that further break down the organic matter. They use up that BOD and those nutrients that are in the water. And then also provides habitat for lots of different species. We have several species of birds here, as well as muskrats, beavers. Everything you can think of uses a wetland at some point in their life cycle. Water is a finite resource, meaning that we can't create any more of it. Once we use our water, that means that it's not clean anymore, it's contaminated, and we can't drink it. So we have to treat it in order for it to go back into the environment so that we can use it again. And in Prince George, we have a very great water source. We're very lucky. We have one of the best groundwater sources in North America in the sense of it's abundant, but also it's so clean. And we don't even need to treat our water here in Prince George. We just have to treat it as it's going through the system. So in Prince George, we really want to bring awareness to what a great water source we have and how important it is to make sure that we continue to have such a great water source. And the way to do that is to not waste it. In Prince George, we use a lot of water. We use nearly double the provincial and Canadian average per person per day. So that's about 612 liters per person per day. You can get a more efficient dishwasher and not run the water when you're rinsing your dishes. You turn off the tap when you're brushing your teeth. But the big one in Prince George is lawn irrigation. Everyone in Prince George has a nice green lawn, and we want to bring awareness to the fact that a lawn doesn't need to be watered as often as many people think they do. Your lawn only needs about an inch of water a week. So we just wanted to bring awareness to not only do we use water in our everyday life, but we want to save it for future generations, but we want to make sure that there's clean, safe water for the wildlife as well. We do invite members of the public to contact myself, Andrea Byrne, Environmental Assistant, to organize a tour, or members of the Wastewater Treatment Center. They put on tours for scout groups and school groups, and anyone interested to learn about the environment and the Wastewater Treatment Center here.